It's just support, Tom!
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in live, Twitch and YouTube streams are live. Hopefully the YouTube stream is working out. I'm not entirely too sure how that goes since this is just my first YouTube stream in general, but what's up? I'm Optimus Tom, and today I'm going to be going through the Pioneer Challenge. It's Saturday afternoon, 32-player challenge. We're just waiting for the last couple of people to filter in, and it should be starting in about 5 minutes. So before we do that, I'm going to go over the deck tech of the deck that I'm going to be playing. Now, this is a deck that was sent to me by my friend Dane last night. I've been playing a version of this deck in Standard for quite some time, and I very much so enjoy it. And now player I'm Lie or Limley, I'm not entirely sure if they're L's or Y's, but whatever. It 9-0 to challenge. It's Azorius Momo, and the deck is pretty much doing very similar things to what we've come to expect Momo decks to do in Standard. But overall, I think the power level in Pioneer, even though a lot of the cards are kind of the same that we are going to be seeing in the Standard version, there's definitely a couple of upgrades in Pioneer. Mainly the fact that we get to play Mox Amber. Now, if you recall from some of my other videos, I was a big fan of playing Mox Amber in a Rakdos Cutter style deck. So you get to play Corey Steel Cutter, you played a bunch of the Rakdos legends like Inti and Cecil and a bunch of the other 1 and 2 drops, and you pretty much got mana advantages as well as multiple spells per turn very easily, and then kind of went out of control with Corey Steel Cutter triggers. Well, we don't have Corey Steel Cutter in Pioneer anymore, however, we do have some powerful things that Momo can do. Mainly, Momo in and of itself is a legend, so once you wind up having Momo on the battlefield, you can discount all your first non-lemur spell by 1, and then you can play the Mox Amber in addition to that to essentially get 2 free mana for whatever you want to cast. So that means you can wind up tapping just 1 mana, or with a Spring Leaf Drum and Momo in play, you don't have to tap any of your actual mana to cast things like Sage of the Skies, or in Pioneer, Skyclave Apparition. Now, even though Skyclave doesn't have flying, it doesn't get the Momo discount, it's still just a removal on a stick, and when you wind up blinking it with things like Daydream or Parting Gust, the thing that you've removed goes away forever, and they just get an illusion with mana cost equal to its CMC. So you're able to basically just eliminate threats absolutely forever with it. Now, you of course still have the ability to play out Quantum Riddler, being able to play Momo, Riddler, Drum, and Amber and still have things available is very powerful. And even though Quantum Riddler in and of itself doesn't actually activate the Mox Amber, it is a very good payoff, especially when you're going to be emptying your hand very, very quickly with the additional Mox Amber mana. Now, the big thing that I'm interested in seeing is Halia Guided by Light in this list. Now, there is a way that you can go turn 1, you play a land that you warp in your Halia. Halia then gains you a life because of its ETB trigger. It also triggers off of artifacts, so you can play Mox Amber, gain another life. You can then play Spring Leaf Drum off of that Mox Amber, gain another life. Tap Spring Leaf Drum and Halia to play a Momo or any other 1-drop creature, or even things like a Daydream, blink your Halia, gain another life, and then you draw a card. So you end up having a 4/4 Halia in that scenario, or, you have whatever Momo or thing that you've played in addition to your Halia. Halia is in the warp, and you've drawn an additional card while just emptying 3 or 4 cards onto the battlefield. So very powerful synergies in this deck. I made a couple of changes from I'm Lie's stock list. The main thing is I cut the Luisu's Sacrifice from the main deck, and I added a copy of Practiced Offense. Now, the deck doesn't have a lot of good ways to put Practiced Offense in the graveyard, but with the additional mana floating around from Amber and Spring Leaf Drum, I think just hard casting a singleton copy isn't the worst thing in the world. Having it as a flashback choice and being able to do it twice in 1 turn is pretty much lights out with all these flying threats, and I just really want to try that synergy out. Now, I know a lot of the lists in Standard that have been doing something similar wind up playing Gran. I've also looked at Kid Loki and a couple of other 1-drop legends in the list. I decided to kind of go more all in on the we're getting aggressive and turning things sideways aspect of the deck, which is also why I cut some of the counter magic from the main deck, and I moved a copy from Flitterwing Nuisance to Zac Fair. Now, the big thing is Zach Fair turns on Mox Amber. So being able to play Mox Amber with more legends, this one brings the list up to 9 legends instead of the 8 between Halia and Momo. So you get 1 extra legend for that chance that your Mox Amber is online a lot faster. It's also a protection spell for basically all of your big threats, your Riddlers, your Halias, etc., etc. Sideboard, we have a bunch of different things to deal with different decks in the format. Enduring Curiosities, Avatars, Rats, all of our counter magic and on the stack interaction is in here, plus some extra removal. But it looks like we have game number 1 underway. So without further ado, we're playing against MJ. Let's go. MJ is somebody that I know is very active in the Pioneer community, just Moto Grinder in general. So this should be a pretty solid match. And pretty tough test for our Momo deck. Again, if you're tuning in live, thank you so much. I'm trying to stream on YouTube in addition to Twitch, but it looks like that there may be some issues with my stream key on YouTube. So let's see if I can try to figure that out while this is going on. Well, anyway, we have a little bit of a slower hand. We have a Seachrome Coast, we have double Skyclave Apparition, we have Zach, we have Parting Gust, and we have Halia. This isn't the explosive hand we wanted to. Okay, it looks like our stream is actually live on YouTube as well, so cool. We got that out of the way. Let's see here. MJ kept 7. This hand doesn't do a lot of explosive things. So I'm just going to mulligan and see if we can find like a nicer Momo hand like this. Momo, Momo, Amber, Zach. We're going to keep this. We'll put back one of our pathways. So like this, again, isn't the best hand in the world, but we have 2 very powerful cards right here. All right, looks like we're playing against one of the Selesnya decks. Maybe Selesnya Company, maybe the more popular versions of it. All right, we have a Giant Killer. We're probably going to want to hold on to this. So let's do Plains. We'll play our Momo. We'll play our Mox Amber. And then we're going to play our Zach Fair. And boom, we have 4 things on the battlefield. Skyclave Apparition on our Momo is going to stink. We can't actually activate Zach Fair. It would only give it indestructible anyway. So we lose our Momo, but that's fine. Being a more creature-based deck, this might be a little bit of a harder matchup for us. Okay, we have a second Momo. This unfortunately will only work with a creature power 4 greater. Let's play this on the blue side. The one thing that this list doesn't have are any Angs or anything like that. If I want to play Daydream and just blink Momo, I mean, makes a 2/2 flyer. Doesn't know if that does anything for us specifically. I think we're just going to hold on to the Daydream in case we find like a Quantum Riddler or something. Skip combat. We don't want Zach to do anything. They try to target our Momo with like a removal spell, which I know they don't have a lot of. Then Zach will make Momo 2/2 by itself. Just worry about a Collected Company. That would kind of stink. It's a big reason to wind up having something along the lines of like the Luisu's Sacrifice or something like that. But I think if we're able to turn the corner, our deck does go a little bit faster than this. Oh, Leatherhead is very powerful though. Enters with a hexproof counter, so we can't even instant speed destroy it, which kind of stinks. All right, now we're in a little bit of trouble. We didn't have a super big start. Okay. We can Halia. Daydream, but we can't Giant Killer after that. I think we just wind up playing Halia for its full cost. So we'll just gain a life. And now... Sure, we'll swing in for 1 flying. So we did not gain 3 or more life. It just triggers anyway. So if they remove the hexproof counter and kill our Mox Amber, then we can giant killer it if we have 1 more mana. Or chop down. This tramples, so no matter what, it's going to destroy artifact or enchantment. So there's no reason to block with Zach. Gonna kill our Mox Amber probably. Yep. Alright, so if we draw a mana, we can giant killer. So they're also down to 2 cards in hand just like us. Okay, Quantum Riddler's not great now. We only have the Daydream. So the downside of this deck is it is only 19 lands, and one of them's a Petrified Hamlet. So I was wondering if I wanted to play a 20th land instead of playing the practiced offense in general. And even though we have 3 Mox Ambers and it's at 22 land, I do think that that may still be the play. So unfortunately, we cannot Quantum Riddler and Daydream. I guess we can, because we can cast for this. We'll get our Quantum Riddler. Boink. Boink. We'll draw our card. Oh, we find our own Skyclave. Okay. Momo gets +1/+1. Then we will Daydream here. So now we have a way to deal with Leatherhead. Again. Draw some cards. Okay. Find a land. Probably just want this on white. Now we have a way to protect our Quantum Riddler. How much life have we gained? We gained 2. Could throw our Halia away, but I don't think that's the way to go. So I think we're just going to attack with Momo. I could play Giant Killer and draw 2 cards off of Quantum Riddler, but then we lose our removal spell for Leatherhead. I don't know if that's the worst thing in the world, though, because we have the Skyclave Apparition. So let's just do that. And we don't have the protection for our Quantum Riddler, but I'll draw 2 cards. Nice. And we just have a replacement Quantum Riddler. Okay, we're back. Potentially back. I say Skyclave Apparition on our Halia. We wouldn't have been able to protect against that anyway. Oh, they're attacking with Leatherhead. I think we're okay with this trade because we have the replacement Riddler. We can't blink it immediately. Yeah, so Aganjo kills the Riddler. We have a land, so we can blink it afterwards. There's no counters, so cool. So now we'll just do the same thing we did last turn. We'll shock in a Hollowed Fountain. We'll warp our Quantum Riddler. Undo. Cancel. Warp. Draw a card. Cool. And now let's blink our Quantum Riddler. Draw a card. And we have a Starfield Shepherd. Let's go into combat. Swing, swing, swing with our Momo card. And then we'll have a Skyclave Apparition. We can Starfield Shepherd for a 1-drop, but I mean, we have all of our utility 1-drops on the battlefield. There's Ouroboroid. We're going to get rid of that. Okay, we got a drum. All right, very quickly. Let's see what we have in our list we can search for. We can search for a Nurturing Pixie bounce the Giant Killer, but Giant Killer won't kill Ouroboroid. But we can... Okay, so we're going to play a land. We're going to warp a Starfield Shepherd since that's our flying creature. Let's just start with what we know we're going to do, which is Skyclave Apparition the Ouroboroid. Then we'll warp the Starfield Shepherd. We want our Momo trigger. We want to find, I think, Nurturing Pixie here. So we can always bounce our Skyclave Apparition next turn. Then we'll go to combat. We'll swing for 7 in the air. And then they should, unless they have like a Collected Company and we have bad blocks, we should be okay this turn. Because we're okay blocking here with these two for sure. If we have to, we can block. Okay, cool. So we win. All right, so I thought that was looking bad for us, but it wound up being pretty good for us in the end. So warping a Quantum Riddler, good. Who would have thought? But now that we know that we are against the Selesnya Company deck, what do we want to bring in? Selesnya Company deck, or at least the Selesnya Ouroboroid deck. How much interaction do we actually want to put in against that deck? Probably not a ton. They have Collected Company, they have Elspeth. They're probably putting, maybe even putting in like High Noons against us. They're definitely putting in Even Interrupters. So we don't have the greatest interaction for that stuff. We could play the Sacrifice. We could play the No More Lies. And we could play the Strike to get rid of some of their larger threats. But they do have a bunch of small things that kind of grow. Airbending with Avatar's Wrath. Not entirely sure. This is hard. Giant Killer against Leatherhead like is specifically good, but I don't know if it was actually super great in this. I think I want to just go harder, faster, stronger. The only thing I can maybe think of is playing Giant Killer. But this only works on non-creature spell. Playing like a No More Lies or something and kind of hitting them off tempo. Maybe the Avatar's Wrath if I need to play catch up. But if I'm playing catch up, I don't think I'm in the right spot. The Spell Pierces are weird because, yeah, their Collected Companies are like very powerful. But I think I just want to put in the No More Lies. Maybe I take out the Practiced Offense because I'm not going to wind up going wider than them. I just really want to go bigger. In which case, maybe I keep the Giant Killer. I could just put in like a Pyrrhic Strike. It's like a lot of their threats that they're going to be putting in. Skyclave, Enduring Innocence, Archon of Amaria, that type of stuff. This only destroys though, it doesn't exile. Let's just try it instead of Giant Killer. And then do I want the next one as well? Do I just take out like Seam Rip? I'll keep Seam Rip in if I hit like a turn 1 elf or something. We'll just try it like, I'll take out a Seam Rip. I'll put Giant Killer back in. I don't know if this is correct or not, but we'll see. This deck has actually amazing recovery with the Daydream and the Quantum Riddler, so I'm impressed. This hand is entirely too reactive. Mulligan. This hand, see, this is what I'm worried about. We have a Hamlet, a Drum, and a Blue Source with a Mox Amber. This hand can't do anything. So we have to mulligan this as well. And we have another hand that's Hamlet. Wow, we have one Hamlet in the deck, by the way. So we have to mulligan to 4. All right, we have somewhat castable cards. So we're going to put back expensive things. And then we might just be on Quantum Riddler or bust in this case. The other thing is we could play land, amber, Sage of the Skies, which I think I'm just going to rely on that, I think, and see if it's good enough. So they're on a mold of 6. We're on a mold of 5. Oh, sorry, a mold of 4. Let's see what happens. Okay, we redrew our Quantum Riddler. Playing like a Momo would have been great. But we'll see. Oh, they have the Brawler? Okay. So that's like another reason to have whatchamacallit in the deck. Seam Rip. Okay. So we'll play our Gonjo. We'll play our Mox Amber. We can't actually cast Sage of the Skies because you don't have a Momo. I probably should have held on to that. That's my bad. I keep thinking of like Momo brain. So we'll just warp a Quantum Riddler. We draw an Odawara. That's my bad. So I could have had 2 Sage of the Skies next turn, but I don't know if it's going to matter if this is a start that I think it is. Got rid of our Amber, which is the color of our energy. Okay. So we have some game. Can play Momo. Play our Odawara. And then actually play our Sage of the Skies after all. So we got bailed out there. And with a mana, we can play our Quantum Riddler. Second Brawler. Okay, so it gets 3 counters. Land? Ooh, close. Blinking our Sage of the Skies doesn't really do anything. We'll play our Springleaf Drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. So next turn, we can play Quantum Riddler. If we draw a land, we can Quantum Riddler and blink it. But we'll only draw 3 cards total. I'm just like trying to think, is there a reason I want to make a 3-4? Okay, so they have the practiced offense. This is... Oh, baby. Ow. This is double strike and trample. So we're going to throw something in the way of this for sure. We're not going to gain any life because of double strike, but we'll just take less damage. So land Riddler would be ideal here. Parting Gust. Well, let's see. Sage of the Skies is unfortunately only a cast trigger. Exile target non-token creature. If the gift wasn't promised, returns to the battlefield under control of the +1/+1 counter. So we can Riddler. 1, 2, 3, 4 takes all of our mana. If we draw a land, we can then daydream something. So I think that's just what we have to do. Blue, blue, white. And we'll tap Momo. Okay, we didn't draw our land. So now we're just on blocking duty. Flashback here sucks. I think flashback we're just dead, to be honest. Let's make it 8. Okay, they played Ouroboroid. Still gives them a lot of damage. And they do trample. So we can block a total of 9. And we're facing down 12. So we gain 2, or 9, we're facing down 22. Gain 2, 20, minus 9. Yeah, we're just dead. Cool. Okay. Mulligan to 4 was not where it's at. Knowing that they have the brawlers and stuff, I think this is the way to go. And I don't know if they're on companies. So we might just wind up taking out the No More Lies. And then we'll just take out the Peric Strikes. Maybe we leave 1. I mean, we could use, like... We could just replay our unpracticed offense. We'll just go back to our main deck. Does that seem right? Yeah, I think if we just have a game like that again, maybe we just put in Avatar's Wrath instead. Sure, we'll try an Avatar's Wrath instead of the practiced offense. But we have a game like that and we're not on 4 cards. I think we're in perfect shape. So let's see. We'll be on the play. Momo, Starfield Shepherd, Springleaf Drum is pretty good start. Alrighty. So we keep. Let's go. If we play Springleaf Drum, next turn we play Momo and we can warp Starfield Shepherd. So let's just start with the Springleaf Drum. I should probably play my land first. Ooh, okay. Well, now we just play Momo and Starfield Shepherd, so. Let's find a... Zach Fair. Next turn, I could have done Starfield Shepherd and Parting Gust, but then I'm not able to use blue mana. Double Elf. Oh, double Seam Rip. Yikes. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just do the no blue mana thing. Oh, I messed up. Did I mess up? I might have messed up. I didn't mess up. Okay, I thought I messed up for a second because it didn't come back right away. My bad. It's end of turn. It's just fine. So we have a 4/4. I thought I messed up so badly, but I didn't. All right, well, that still kind of sucks. Guess we'll give them a 1/1, make a 3/3 blocker. Yeah, there's Elspeth. That kind of stinks. Say maybe we'll 0? Not gonna 0. Oh, they're gonna get 2 fish now too? Probably should have done that in response to the Elspeth. Well, things are looking a little more bleak for us now. The double removal spell into Elspeth hand, rough for us to put up with, which is where it's like so weird against this deck. Do I want to put in spell pierces or things like that? Just didn't work out. Ouroboroid, yeah, we're in a tough spot. Everything gets flying. Everything gets huge. And we're pretty dead. So we can tutor for Giant Killer, but we can't really do anything with it. Like, we can just go do this, find a Giant Killer, and then, like, we can't even cast the Giant Killer for the actual ability that we need. So we'll just say GG to MJ. We had a really good game number 1 and a very poor game 2 where we mulliganed to 4. And then game number 3, their deck just goes wider and faster if we don't have like a very good Momo start. So that game we had Springleaf Drum, Momo, Starfield Shepherd. Because they had double Seam Rip, I don't think it really mattered what way I was going to do things. But if I went Drum, Momo, Starfield Shepherd, find Pixie, I can then bounce the Starfield Shepherd back to my hand, which is what the play was I was going for. And then if I wanted to, I could have just done Momo and then played Drum nothing and then done Parting Gust on my Starfield Shepherd. That doesn't really seem like that seems slower, right? And I needed to be the faster deck in this head-to-head here. And we are back from outer space. Preview card is back. We're against the Toke Pope. We've won the die roll. Let's go first. We have a Momo in hand already, so that looks decent. But oh wait, we need lands. And again, this is the third game, because game 2 and game 3 we had no color Petrified Hamlet hands. We have 19 lands and 1 Petrified Hamlet in the main deck. Again, this Petrified Hamlet is literally killing me. It's literally killing me. A little bit of a downside to this list, so we're gonna mulligan here. And okay, this hand is still fairly solid because we can Momo Starfield Shepherd, but we cannot Momo Starfield Shepherd and Daydream because we have to Momo Amber Starfield Shepherd, etc. So I think what we're going to be doing is just putting back a land, and we're just going to go turn my Momo pass. Next turn, we can do Warp Starfield Shepherd, find another 1-drop, Daydream, Zac Fair. We do a whole bunch of things. We don't have to play our 1-drop either. We can just play like a Nurturing Pixie. Scholars maintain that this may be a control deck. All right, so we have Halia. So Halia, Starfield Shepherd, Mox Amber, Daydream. I think this pops off. So we'll start with Halia. Play a Mox Amber. Warp our Starfield Shepherd. Let's snag a Zac Fair, assuming that there's some sort of control deck. Go to combat, hit OK, no blockers, combat damage, and then we'll blink the Halia. Draw a card. That goes away. Halia stays. Go! Not a bad sequence of events. Next turn, we play our Gonjo. We can play our Starfield Shepherd. Find a land, play Zakfair if we really want to. March the Momo. All right. That makes this turn a little bit easier for us then. So all we can really do is play our Zakfair. We just go to combat. There's a kill spell. We can give this indestructible, but if there's an exile spell, we can't do anything. Next turn, because we have 2 legends, we can just play Starfield Shepherd. But I think turn 4, because of Supreme Verdict and those types of cards, we just keep our Zakfair active. Could be on their turn Wandering Emperor as well. But I'm going to attack anyway. Wandering Emperor on Halia would kind of stink. Marching Zakfair. If we sack Zak, we make this a 5/5. But then we can't play. If I'm worried about one, I think I'm more worried about Wandering Emperor than Supreme Verdict. So I think I'm gonna play Starfield Shepherd. This might be wrong. But if I play Shepherd, get Momo, then next turn I can just Momo Sage of the Skies. Wandering Emperor gets rid of Halia, sure. If they don't kill Halia, though, I get a 3 things draw card. And I do still have this Daydream if I draw like Quantum Riddler, so I could like Momo, Quantum Riddler, Momo, Quantum Riddler. I'm 1 land short of blinking it, right? Momo, Quantum Riddler. No, I can blink it. Okay, so here's the Wandering Emperor. God, I'm so good at this game. Get rid of Wandering Emperor threat. Maybe they Wandering Emperor, Starfield Shepherd anyway. I'm worried about Ultima next turn. Get Lost is fine. So now my Halia is definitely going to draw me a card. So now we'll play Momo, see what happens. Change the equation. Okay. Didn't anticipate that. But now, I think I just play Sage of the Skies. And I get another Sage of the Skies. So I don't draw an additional card, but I could force their... Great. It's mapped twice. A lot of lands that just got out of the way. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 19. No land. Okay. This is probably, again, we're still playing around the Wandering Emperor. So we're only going to attack with Sage of the Skies. We don't want to hardcast our Quantum Riddler because it walks into a No More Lies. So I'll just warp our Quantum Riddler. See what we draw. Skyclave Apparition, okay. We could go for the Daydream on the Quantum Riddler here. Don't see why not. Draw ourselves an extra card, potentially. If they counterspell it, cool. And then they're basically on, like, land Ultima or, like, something else or bust. What do we draw? Springleaf Drum. Play the Springleaf Drum, we'll draw a card. Off of my Halia. End step. Halia draw. Warp. Cool. So Wandering Emperor. Okay, consult the star charts. That's fine as well. We're going to be looking at 8, taking 2. Let's see what they have. So this is going to be a matchup where we bring in the No More Lies, the Spell Pierces, the Enduring Curiosity, etc., etc. So this might be Ultima. Yeah. All right, well, we drew a Halia again. So let's go. Let's undo. Warp our Halia. Bounce our Halia. Play our Halia. Oh, should probably play a land. Draw a card. Draw a Quantum Riddler. Coup. So we're still worried about Wandering Emperor. We've been playing around Wandering Emperor this entire time. We'll probably attack with both. If they have Wandering Emperor, we hit Wandering. We get Wandering Emperor on our Halia. We can Skyclave Wandering Emperor. And we could always just warp Quantum Riddler, draw a card. Probably an argument to warp Quantum Riddler first to see if they, like, No More Lies or something. Another Ultima. Okay. So now we just hard cast a Quantum Riddler. Draw a card. Untap, why not? And go. So we are kind of getting run out of cards right now, which is a little unfortunate because they kind of turned the corner here. We still have to assume that they have Wandering Emperor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I don't think there's any way we can get rid of Wandering Emperor without them playing Wandering Emperor. So here it is. We've known about this the whole time. So then second main phase, we have to Skyclave and hit the Wandering Emperor. And now we're just trying to chip away with little bits of damage. But they're in like Teferi territory. They only have 2 cards in hand. It's not likely they have nothing, but it's not unlikely that they don't have a ton. Because we're on 19 lands too, we don't get to run Abandoned Air Temple like we do in Standard. So we're like a little low on things to do with all of this mana we have now, which I guess is another reason why we're only running 19 plus the 3 Mox Ambers. Here's another Consult the Star Charts kick. So yeah, now they have officially turned the corner. They're looking at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're looking at 16 cards, so like a quarter of the remaining library. Not even, like more like a third of the remaining library. So they probably found Teferi. They probably found something to deal with anything that we play. But it'll be a little rough to win this one. It's not impossible. Again, they could have whiffed. They could have had to find their Ultimas with the last Consult the Star Charts and put everything on the bottom of their library, so they're still like 10 or so cards away from it. But paying cost now looks like Teferi. There we go. So they probably untap the Fountain Port, and then they can just pay a life, make some fish so that my Skyclave Apparition doesn't connect with them. Now, like, a lot of our deck is not great. Like Momos and things like that, not great. Starfield Shepherd, one of the great cards that we could have drawn. 4, 5, still gives us enough mana to do some things. So let's go to combat first. Oh, they didn't untap the Fountain Port. Okay. Let's go to combat. Swing at our opponent. Could be another Wandering Emperor, and then I just trade with a Samurai. It is a Get Lost. Wandering Emperor has entered the exile zone. Alright, well. Hardcast our Starfield Shepherd. Ooh, exactly 3 steps ahead. That stinks. Let's play that and pass. These Seam Rips come out. Zach Fair probably comes out because of Ultima. Ultima does say destroy, so like there's a chance. Ugh, Emeritus. Can't deal with Emeritus with the current list. And I think we may have lost this one. Okay, we have a Riddler. Don't think there's an argument for warping it over hard casting it. So that probably cast Ancestral. Look for an answer. Target me? Shucks. All right. Get to draw some cards. That's nice. Let's map on our Quantum Riddler. Another get lost. Sure. So let's play our Momo. They've seen a lot of their deck, so 3 get lost makes sense. We played around Wandering Emperor the best we could. Let's map on the Momo. We can put Daydream in the graveyard. We can put Daydream in the graveyard. Then we'll just hold up 2 mana. Emeritus flies. It's frustrating. It's 5, so we can't get rid of it with our Skyclave Apparition. Temporary lockdown for sure stinks. I think we just concede at this point. Save time for game 2 and potentially game number 3. All right, so we want Spell Pierces. We probably want the Sacrifice. Definitely want Curiosity. And we probably want some amount of Disdainful Stroke and No More Lies. Which means we have to take out these Seam Rips. They don't seem very good. This Giant Killer also doesn't seem super great. It can kill Emeritus, but I don't think I'm too worried about that. And then we need to cut 3 additional cards. Our biggest explosive turns are Daydreaming and Parting Gusting, our Quantum Riddler, or our Halia. So I think we keep that in. We might just wind up cutting a lot of creatures, honestly. If we look at this as ways to deal with Wandering Emperor on like curve, we can cut the Skyclave Apparitions. I think I'm keeping the Practiced Offense. If I cut the Sage of the Skies, though, like it lowers the value of the Practiced Offense as well. It might wind up being Nurturing Pixie. We have some explosive turns if we bounce things with Pixie and do some Pixie shenanigans, but it might be keep the Giant Killer for the Emeritus and just cut the Pixie. Because we don't, like, we can just tutor for this, but tutoring for Pixie also seems okay. I'm going to keep the Pixie. It bounces our Mox Amber, has us enable our Sage of the Skies. Does a couple of things, and we'll just hope that we have enough creatures this way. We are getting kind of low on them. I have a Practiced Offense in here. Zach gives our creature indestructible. So it gets rid of it, helps with, we can respond to Ultima and protect our biggest thing. It's a tutorable, give something indestructible. Because Ultima says destroy and then end the turn. It doesn't exile. Farewell, exiles. It could also just be a case where Skyclave for Wandering Emperor is just better than like Disdainful Stroke and stuff, but we're going to play the on the stack interaction game. We'll see. We're just a tiny bit slow that game. If it was a Quantum Riddler instead of a Halia, we probably win that game, but Halia also drew us a lot of cards, so we can't really complain. We have a practiced offense. We have... See, this is like a little weird. I want this... If this is like a Spell Pierce, I'm more tempted to keep this. We're still a little slow here. We can play Halia, but then we can't play Drum. If we play Warp Halia, Mox Amber out Springleaf Drum, we don't have anything to follow it up. So I think we just mulligan. We try to find a Momo hand. There's our Petrified Hamlet again. This thing is killing us today. I think we just have to keep this. Probably wind up putting back... We need Starfield Shepherd and 2 lands. So we're on a mulligan to 5. I really want the Springleaf Drum, so it probably just looks like this. Even though these two go so well together, I think I just have to do this. But the thing is, I have no blue source. Like, my blue source is my Springleaf Drum, and if they seam rip my Springleaf Drum... No... I'm doing this. Turn 1 Springleaf Drum. This hand is not fast enough. But I'm gonna Starfield Shepherd for Momo, play Momo. Gonna find Fountain Port. Warp Shepherd. Find us a Momo. Play Momo. And then play land. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play this on blue. We can actually hard cast Quantum Riddler. But they kill Momo. Yeah, Momo's dead. All right, let's see. I play this on blue. I can Quantum Riddler. If I play Halia, Quantum Riddler. If I draw Daydream, it's a really good spot. I think I have to go for that. Draw 2 cards. Ah, drew exactly Parting Gust and... Oh, man. Oh, man. That's unfortunate. If I get Pixie, my board has nothing on it. And then next turn, I play a land. I can play Riddler, bounce it with Pixie, and just like do that a whole bunch. Maybe that's fine, but... Now I have to hope this resolves. Yeah, I think I just needed a hand that had like 1-drops and 2-drops and stuff in the early game. My hand was just, I had to mulligan twice, so my hand was just too slow. Yeah, no more lies. I can't cast my spell Pierce, so I think we're just dead. Oh well. Momo is no mo. This petrified Hamlet is the bane of my existence. I play that. I bounce the Shepherd. The Pixie's on the battlefield. I can play Warp Shepherd again and then find Momo, but I wanted to play Quantum Riddler. I wanted to draw cards because I can only tutor for Momo, Zac Fair, and Pixie. So I don't know. I'm just going to pass with the Spell Pierce up. I just don't think I could Pixie, bounce Starfield Shepherd, get a land, Riddler. Okay. Bounce it, put Shepherd back in my hand, play Shepherd, find a land, drum with Pixie, play Quantum Riddler. Probably could have done that. That might have been better, yeah. Oh, this is so awkward now. I have this blue mana and this colorless mana, and I can't cast my double white spell. Let's see if this resolves. So I've cast a spell. So I get a Sage copy. And we'll just see if I actually draw a card or not. Hollow Fountain would be fun. They could just Wandering Emperor my Halia right now, though. Cool. Let's see what they do. They're just sitting on 5 cards in hand, so they have something. It's probably a No More Lies. Could just be a Get Lost. Awful case scenario, it's another Wandering Emperor, and they just get rid of my Halia. Maybe it's a 3 steps ahead. Consult the star charts. I have them on not Emperor. Okay, so it is consult the star charts. So I'm going to get a draw trigger at the end of my turn. But if they just like board wipe, I need to draw a land to have 4 and the next turn land to have 5, and then I can't. And cast one of these, hope it resolves. Well, if they tap out, the cast one of these will resolve. All right, let's see what we got. Not a land. So board wipe stinks here. Stinky poo poo doo doo. Two different flavors of blue-white stuffs. Okay. Interesting. Not what I was anticipating is just the do nothing. Wandering Emperor plus something. 5 mana, instant speed, nothing. What do they have in their decks? Like, this would normally be a Teferi angle? It could be March, could be Consult, could be Deluge. The one land that I don't want to see. Alright. Well, we're attacking. If it's Wandering Emperor, we have a Spell Pierce. Just the colorless mana again is killing me. Like here, if I Warp Quantum Riddler, can't cast Spell Pierce. If I play Halia, if it resolves, I can cast Spell Pierce, but I think I'm just passing. This is an Emperor. I Spell Pierce the Emperor 100%. This is like my one line back in it is like they just don't have Ultima, but they probably have Ultima or Teferi here. Teferi is okay. It's not great for me, but it's okay. Emeritus. That's fine. I have to tap 4 to get rid of their Emeritus. Okay, so if I get rid of their Emeritus, give them a fish, they just Ancestral Recall. I can cast Halia, and then I can't get rid of their Emeritus. I can Shepherd, Pixie, Bounce Shepherd. I can Warp Riddler, Blink Riddler. And then they have to board wipe their own Emeritus unless they just have Get Losts in hand. They haven't cast a single Get Lost this game. So, and if I Blink Riddler, then I cannot get rid of their Emeritus. Blink Riddler. I think I'm just going to Blink Riddler. No. Fuck. Ah. I forgot I had an auto stop. I should have drawn 2 cards here. Let's do that for now. I mean, I think I'm still doing it. Drew both of our Spell Pierces. So don't have that anymore. Can't attack. Oh, turn off auto yields. I should have had 1 extra card here, but I messed up. Sure. All right, Mox Amber. Doesn't do anything on the battlefield right now. But I have a wall against their Emeritus. To Teferi with my shields down would stink. I think my next turn I want to play Halia, so I have 3 mana available with the Mox Amber. Restless Anchorage, the land I did not name with Petrified Hamlet. Either way, I'm low on time too, so even if I win this game, I have to like smash game 3, otherwise I lose. Need to exile 8, so there's no reason to attack, and suicide it into my Riddler. Daydream's not bad. I'm like up on life total, so I think I just smash him with Riddler. It's a little unfortunate. So it has some maps. Let's play Halia. Okay, Halia gets exiled. And then we'll just hold up the Disdainful Stroke. See if he has counter magic. Counter magic for my counter magic probably ends the game here. Okay. We've staved off a bunch of threats. We've gotten rid of 2 Wandering Emperors. We've gotten rid of a Teferi. Granted, there's 5 cards in hand still, so there could be any number of Teferis and Emperors still in there. But we staved off some threats. So I think we can... I'm tempted to Starfield Shepherd for a... If I Starfield Shepherd for a land, I can also cast Quantum Riddler, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. No, I'm 1 short because I don't have Mox Amber online. All right, now you exile your graveyard to get another Ancestral Recall. That's fine. No blockies. I'm good taking 5. I'm at 29. All right, we drew Halia. So first step is Warp Halia. Cast our Mox Amber. Combat. Swing of both. I'm fine with a Gonjo. Take 2. Okay, so now we can do everything we want. So Warp Starfield Shepherd. Boink bonk. Find Nurturing Pixie. Cast Nurturing Pixie. Bounce that back to hand. Daydream Halia. Map token here. Practiced offense. We'll draw practiced offense and see if we can cast it twice. Okay. Okay. +1/+1, double strike. And then we have less than 5 minutes to win the game. Game 3. Granted, he has no board wipe or anything right now, which would just we lose. Also, no more lies screws us because it exiles the practice offense. Wandering Emperor also potentially screws us. So we get a 5/5 double strike, a 6/6 double strike. Nobody tramples, which is unfortunate. And then a 4/4. They're at 12. They can block 6. If they Wandering Emperor, they take 2 in general, and then that's it. That's all we got. This looks like a, a board wipe. Ultima. Yeah, that gets rid of my Amber as well. I need a land now to do anything. Oof. Well, start with a warp. Oh. Alright, we lose. GG. Can't come back from that. We had to mulligan to 5. Our hand was just too slow. We might have been able to turn the corner if this was like 3 or 4 turns earlier because we were playing on curve, but that's what happens. We're 0-2. Oh, Musasabi. We're in the 0-2 bracket. Uh-oh. That doesn't bode well for our friends. We would like to play first. Okay. I'm happy with this. We are going to... we can play Springleaf Drum, and then the next turn, Halia and Momo. And if we draw another land, we can be good. So let's just keep. Oh, sorry, opponent. Yield until next turn. Next turn. All right, they are still playing Golgari. Nice. Cool. Seachrome Coast. So let's warp. Could be a fatal push. Play our Momo and pass. We have a blue mana available. Is there an argument for making these seam rips portable holes in Pioneer? Would trigger Halia. The enchantments might be a little bit harder to kill than Portable Hole. You may look at my hand, opponent. There is no Quantum Riddler. I'm about to draw it. Yeah, just with 2 open mana, I didn't think I can just play Shepherd and do Shepherd things. We'll play our Halia. We'll go to next turn. Yes. I believe I have 4 Halia. 4 Halia. Warp our Shepherd. Probably going to wind up finding ourselves a Pixie. Is there argument for finding a land? I don't think so. Find ourselves a Pixie. Momo get big. Halia go big. Bounce this. I'm not going to get the Halia draw card trigger. Because I cannot recast my Starfield Shepherd this way. But I could bounce my Springleaf Drum. And then draw a card. Let's do that. I think I'm okay to yield to the Momos. Yield to the Halias. Ivan Dragon Boldrini. Thank you so much for following. And just for supporting Tom. Hopefully streaming becomes something I can do a little bit more. Time crunch going to be a thing for that, so we'll have to see. But thank you. If you aren't already following me on YouTube, that's probably where you're going to see a majority of my content come from. And then thank you so much for subscribing or following. Shieldred. Oh, culling ritual. Get rid of my Pixie. Get rid of my Springleaf Drum. Get rid of my Momo. I don't have a Spell Pierce. Just Unholy Annex? Ooh, nothing. Okay, just board wipe into nothing. I'm okay. Unfortunately, now it would have been nice to have found that land with the Starfield Shepherd. Because now I'm just on, like, Halia Beatdown. Shieldred. Oh, Professor Delian fell. Destroy target Halia. Okay. I can Halia Daydream a Halia. I can just draw land and Skyclave Apparition. Starfield Shepherd. I think it's Warp Starfield Shepherd. Find a Plains. Blink Starfield Shepherd. Find a... Is it find a plains? Plains is warp Halia and then flashback, so yeah. This also just threatens to kill the Delian Fell in the air, so they have to respond to it. There's the Shieldred. So now I'll have a pretty nice sequence where I can attack the Delian Fell and remove the Shieldred. We'll kill Delian Fell. And then we'll get rid of Shieldred. Ensure they can Fatal Push the Skyclave Apparition to get a 4/4 illusion. That's fine. I can Seam Rip the illusion next turn. There we go. So I can Warp Halia, Amber, Blink Halia, get rid of the illusion. Oh, second Shieldred's a little rough. I wish I had wish I had another Skyclave. Or my main Skyclave and I could blink it. Okay, there's a second Daydream here. All right. Warp Halia. Mox Amber. Okay. Seam Rip Illusion. They're essentially taking 2 every turn from this. I guess there was an argument to warp Starfield Shepherd, find my other Nurturing Pixie, bounce it, but... Or sorry, yeah, blink my Starfield Shepherd. Like, I could still do that, but... Let's see. I think I just find Giant Killer, yeah? Oof, kicked Terrace Under completely changes that. We know they have a crap ton of removal, so now we just have to play this, find our Giant Killer, and just have that for Shieldred. Sentinel gets a little annoying. Ooh, there's our Unholy Annex, and here's their Mutavault. So this is actually where Petrified Hamlet comes into play. This is what it's for. A Ganjo, not Petrified Hamlet. So Let's do this now. We'll chop down the shoulder. I probably should have done this on my upkeep. Forgot to put a stop in. Play Giant Killer. Go to combat. Swing for 3. Blink the Shepherd. Get our other nurturing pixie. And then bounce the Giant Killer back to hand so we can deal with the Sentinel. Or the Demon. Demon we actually have Seam Rip for. Oh, if they have another removal spell, brutal. Brutal. Alright, so we don't have a way to deal with Sentinel right now. But I think that was our best line. Since this Pixie's just a 1/1, do we care about bouncing it with Daydream? They play Unholy Annex on the Annex part. We could be in danger. We'll go to 1, so I think I'm just blocking. Three. Okay, there's the Unholy Annex. And then they activate Mutavault. Map on the Mutavault. Setting up lethal. V3, I go to 5, I take 3, I go to 2, yeah. Setting up lethal. Play a land. Alright. Get our attack in. Blink the Starfield Shepherd. We find Zac Fair to try to set up lethal next turn. Then they have a removal spell, like that's it, right? You can block, Zac Fair, make this indestructible, moves the +1/+1 counter onto it. They're at 5, this is 5 damage. They activate Ritual Chamber, we Seam Rip the Demon. So yeah, they're activating Ritual Chamber here, or is this just Shieldred? Alright, Ritual Chamber, this is fine. We may still have it. Oh, I forgot. They go up 2 life. Oh, we don't still have it. Parting Gust. Both pixies in the graveyard. It still gets rid of the demon token, right? It doesn't. Awkward. Hmm. Don't know if there's an attack we can make here. I think we just have to pass because we're going to have to do some chumping. Like we can chump. They activate Mutavault. Ooh, destroy target creature here stinks. Think we just die now? Oh, if I parting gusted my own person though. We could just attack with Mutavault here though. I'm just dead. Let's see if they see it. Hello, Charles. Yeah, it's a hard thing to catch me live, so. They are not activating Mutavault. They are not killing me? Okay. Has to be a non-token creature, so I can't get rid of the demon. Can get rid of this. Skyclave apparition's pretty good here. I go to 1. I'm just dead to the annex, so I need to deal 9 or gain life. I don't think that's gonna happen. So I don't have a Halia. Yeah, I think I'm just dead. All right, game 2. It was close, but they hit the mid-game point where they were just a little bit too grindy. Paretic strikes seem halfway decent. I don't know about the spell pierces and stuff. I feel like it would have been exactly great against the culling ritual, but in general, they have like a lot of creatures and stuff. Maybe it's no more lies. Do I wind up going like more tempo-y? The Seamers wind up being good against a couple of things. I know they have Badger Mole Cubs and stuff like that. It's not the worst, but I just don't think they're my best option right now, so we'll try taking them out. I need to cut one more card if I want to put in like this whole removal interaction package. Ideally, I think I want an Enduring Curiosity as well. Maybe I shave on a Halia. Maybe I shave on the Zakfair. Zakfair's okay. They have a lot of targeted removal. I'll put Enduring Curiosity in that spot, and I still need one more cut. Giant Killer was fine. Maybe it's just the Parting Gusts. Parting Gust gets rid of Shieldred as well. So does Skyclave Apparition. Blinking my Skyclave seemed fine. Nurturing Pixie had its applications there. Oh, it might just be Sage of the Skies, honestly. Maybe I just go down to 2 Sages and keep the Halia in. Could do Disdainful, sure, but that doesn't hit Unholy Annex. Only hits Ritual Chamber. I'm just going to try this. See if it works. I don't know if the Enduring Curiosity is great, but we'll see. Let's see. What's our hand look like? Momo. Oh, it's the first time this Petrified Hamlet isn't like entirely murdering us. But we like don't have a ton of action off of this hand. I'm still going to keep it. So we draw Quantum Riddler, draw Halia, draw a Starfield Shepherd. This hand is fine. If we don't, we're a little sus. But we have our Petrified Hamlet for the Mutavault. Riddler, 1 time. Halia, that's still fine. Draw a card. Cool. There's the cub. That would have been great to have the... Seam rips this game, but whatever. We have a 4/4 and a flyer. Let's do Petrified Hamlet naming Mutavault. Not Mutant Town, Mutavault. Cast the Springleaf Drum. Play a Nurturing Pixie. Bounce our Mox Amber. Play our Mox Amber. We'll get a Halia draw. Go to combat. Smash face. We're like low on cards. We have 1 card in hand. Our opponent has 6, but hey, we're doing things. We're about to draw a card. Great, Starfield Shepherd. Awesome. I feel like my deck needs Get Lost or something. I need some way to kill creatures. Skyclave Apparition is great, but I can't. I mean, it's fine. Maybe I can find that a little more frequently. This just immediately gets them shielded. Culling Ritual would be, well, they kill their own things, right? Shielded here is probably the worst. Professor, not the greatest thing in the world. Professor, kill my Halia. Yeah, that's okay. You can chip in at 2 damage for me if you want. I'm not going to block. Alright, let's do Warp Shepherd. What do I want to grab with Starfield Shepherd? It's just the other Pixie. Pixie, Bounce, Mox, Amber. I think so. I get the Pixie with this one. Momo get bigger. And then play Pixie. Bounce Amber. Play Amber. Daydream here. Find Giant Killer. Keep that in hand. Combat. You go at Professor. You go at Face. Maybe it's just I need more Giant Killers. I have lethal on board. Exactly 9. Can Giant Killer Shieldred. Can Giant Killer a Ritual Chamber. This is honestly kind of the nicest the deck has looked all day. We won one game so far, and this actually looks nicer than our one win as well. But when the deck is humming, the deck is humming. Damn is right that the pixies are fantastic. This creature does not jump. Ray of Enfeeblement. That would have been nice to draw. Okay, Fatal Push. We don't die yet. I can get, if I draw a flyer, they just die. So I can play Momo, keep the regular Momo, and then play the other flyer, give it another +1/+1, and they're dead. So drawing any creature but flying from my deck is great. Opponent is attacking. I'm very clearly not going to block. Okay. Combat damage. Nice. Flying creature. Not a flying creature. So we cannot kill this turn. We're definitely not dead on the crackback. So let's just swing in for 6. I know they have a Ray of Enfeeblement on the top of their library. So that means one of my things is going to die. So I need to get it to a point where Momo and Pixie are lethal. Something like Culling Ritual is bad for me. Great for my opponent. Bad for me. Cool. All right. Game 3. Is there an argument for having Avatar's Wrath in the deck? I don't think so. Because they're not going super duper wide. In that game too, mana value 3 or greater, actually, it hits Shieldred. And it hits Emeritus of green. It hits Sentinel. But it doesn't hit Badger Mole. It doesn't hit Demon Token. I think, going back and thinking about it, I want these Seam Rips. And then I just call it a day. I want Aang. I want Aven Interrupter or something. The only issue is that, like, this hand does exactly one thing, and that's a turn 1 4/4 Halia. Is that enough? I don't think it's enough. So I have to mulligan this. This hand is awful. I can't do anything with this hand. I can get Badger Mole Cubbed and then die. But I'll mull to 5. This hand is keepable. I have to put back a Riddler, and I think I need to put back... Sage of the Skies is not great. So if I do Seachrome Coast, Springleaf Drum, and then I go if I draw no land, I can't do anything. I need to draw land. So if I can do Seachrome Coast, Springleaf Drum, and I draw land, I can Pixie Starfield Shepherd. I could potentially Sage of the Skies. I think I just put back the Sage of the Skies though, and I keep the Quantum Riddler. I think Skyclave Apparition is supposed to do those things. I'm just not drawing the card, which is like a bit unfortunate. Because like holding up mana isn't exactly what I want to be doing. I kind of want to be like beating down. Yeah, here's the Badgermole Cub. Okay. So I'm glad I didn't keep the Halia hand, but this is still not great for me. My opponent here can just power out a Unholy Annex pretty easily. I think I'm even just priced into holding up No More Lies here. It's like if I play like a tempo-y style like this and they just like attack me. What do I do, right? I can't do anything. I'm just wasting time. Cool. Professor, get No More Lies. All right. A land would be nice. Okay, I have a plains. So I can Nurturing Pixie, bounce nothing. Quantum Riddler, right? Or I can Quantum Riddler or Starfield Shepherd. I think I Starfield Shepherd first, find like a Momo, play Momo, and then bounce Starfield Shepherd with Pixie. Or I could... No, I think I just find Momo first, bounce it, and then find Giant Killer. Let's see. Opponent's 5 mana. Sheoldred stinks here. For me. Great for my opponent again. I can hard cast Shepherd or Riddler. I can Riddler. If they play Sheoldred, I can Starfield Shepherd, find Giant Killer, kill Sheoldred. If they Culling Ritual, I die. Alright, this is fine. I can't block though. That's fine. All right, I think we have set ourselves up for the most success possible. So I'll start with this. Find Giant Killer. Then we will cast Chop Down. Put this tapped. Attack our opponent. And then say go. So now we have the ability to cast Starfield Shepherd and Giant Killer. We can find the thing, bounce it. Opponent is just going to attack us to death. Valid. Daydream is great. All right, Pixie. So let's Warp Riddler. Yeah. What do we want? Draw 2. Ooh, baby. Play land. Daydream Riddler. Oh, baby. Draw 2. Cast Giant Killer. Bounce it with Pixie. Combat. Bash face. Boom. All right, we could still be in it. Opponent has a cub. It's a lot of mana. They kill our Quantum Riddler. That's pretty bad for us. They can activate the Mutavault here, so we don't want to do this. We're only taking 5. This is 2, 3, 4. This is 2, 4, 6, potentially 7 if we blink our Starfield Shepherd as well. Yeah, I see this. I see this trick. Next turn, they're at 1 card in hand. Oh! I never thought I'd be happy to see this card. Find ourselves a Zach Fair. Find ourselves. Hold on, can we get lethal? Maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, just find ourselves a plains. Play Zach Fair. We won't overextend. We'll just set up lethal for next turn. Especially because they have a food. Humph. Don't want to yield because we have Zach Fair and we want to try to save one of our creatures. So they drew and played a land. We have a Giant Killer and we have an Otawara, so we can deal with creatures. Can't deal with Planeswalkers, though. So they can't really kill one of our things, so they're searching for Culling Ritual. They still die to Culling Ritual, yes? Kind of tense. Yeah, let's go! All right, Momo, we win a game. We win a match. Let's fix the card preview. We lost the draw roll. LVGS. Don't know who this person is. Again, thanks for everybody for tuning into Twitch stream, YouTube stream, whatever one you're watching on. Let me know. Trying out the YouTube streams, as that's my main content platform. But also just keeping faithful to the Twitch audience and everything. So thank you all for tuning in everywhere, wherever you are. I don't know why my scheduled stream from my thing is like not loading on YouTube. Like the stream is live, but the scheduled stream for some reason like did not pop up. So very strange. All right, waiting for LVGS. Why do I have purple text? I do? First that I've heard. The browser was crashing. Yeah, I think it should be live on YouTube. I don't know how to access that, though. I think it's just on my homepage, but I'm not entirely sure. In the meantime, though, we have a Momo Starfield Shepherd hand, where we can Momo Starfield Shepherd, get Thought Seized. Oh, Duress! Nothing! Correct. And now we're going to get Greasefanged. All right, play Momo. We can then Starfield Shepherd, Daydream. If they play another... Oh, put it on top. All right. Ooh, practice offense. Okay, let's... I'm going to find Giant Killer. This is fine. I'm going to Daydream here. And then I'm going to find Nurturing Pixie. Then we're going to go to combat. So my thought process is that this is a Greasefang deck. So if they Greasefang with nothing in graveyard, then I want to be able to kill it. I have two ways with which to do that. And so if they Thought Seize one or something, then I'm fine. You don't see a live stream on YouTube. That's unfortunate, which that would explain why there's like no chat over there. Interesting. Well, it says it's streaming on my end. I just don't know where it is, so. Yeah, so this is a Greasefang deck, so. So we'll just have to try to keep 3 mana up for our Giant Killer, I guess, because they can just discard a card end of turn. So we're going to Shock. We're just going to swing in this way. And then if they go like discard Parhelion, land, Thought Seize, Greasefang, sure. They'll get one of our two ways. They got us. I don't think there was a way to win that turn. Practice offense makes this 2 + 5. So it's an addition. Maybe I would have killed him. I'm not sure. I might have actually killed him. Do I win now? I think I win now. Might as well go for it, right? So they have Fatal Push. They can't Fatal Push Starfield Shepherd. They can discard a card, make a treasure, and then play a 2-mana removal spell. But I think I just go for it. What if I get my Momo double strike? Let's make it 4 damage. And this is 5, so it's not lethal. See if I walk into losing. Treasure. Did they find it? Yeah, they found it. Okay. So, we got greedy. We got Vanishing Verse. That's fine. Because the other play is to just Skyclave Apparition the moment to Endurance. And if I just shot myself in the foot, now we know. It is not private for members only. What I did was I scheduled a stream and then I went live like 5 minutes ahead of the stream. And I think it just canceled the stream entirely. Because I have no idea how YouTube streaming works, so. They discarded their Greasefang. I could just be dead here. Like, I could have just completely messed up by not Skyclave Apparitioning the Monument to Endurance. Because they can just copy Monument, discard. That's, yeah, I'm just dead. Cool. I messed up. Yep. All right, we lose. Game 2. Massive punt. So we need these rest in pieces. We need these Pyrrhic Strikes. We don't, Seamrip gets rid of their thingy. They're indestructible ones, but Fleeting Spirit exiles. So if they have Fleeting Spirit, sure, they got us. Probably not practiced offense. Skyclave Apparition seems okay. I think, again, the worst card that we have is just Sage of the Skies. Definitely want to cut some number of those. And then maybe... They have Vanishing Verse, so that exiles. The only other thing I can think of is like Spell Pierces to keep them off tempo. Enduring Curiosity to give us a little bit more edge, but then like, do I take out one of these? I don't think so. I'm just gonna run it like this. Yeah, we just need to deal with their Monument to Endurance. I got a little bit greedy going for lethal. I saw the line that they could have removed my creature. They drew into it, and we got punished. So we'll play first, and hand is kind of booty cheeks. We can go turn 1 Springleaf Drum, and then turn 2 Halia Blink Halia. But if we don't draw a land, then we have just turn 2 Rest in Peace, which I think might be okay. Yeah, let's try it. It's not fast, but we'll try it. Shock it in. If we get like Portable Hold or something, then yeah. then it's a GG. It's like, because duress also kind of would hurt us here, but they might have taken it out. All right, so we have another land. So we can then do Halia, blink, just have a land. There we go. Artifacts and creatures entering don't cause abilities to trigger. So we cannot Skyclave Apparition anymore, which stinks. However, because of that, I don't think we care about our Daydream in the graveyard anymore, so. We're just on Halia Beatdown. Well, Halia Beatdown, not the greatest anymore. Way to kill this would be nice. Unfortunately, it does not exist. So I don't want to trade. Tradesies? Tradesies? No? Alright, we don't have... We have... Do we take out our seam rips? We have seam rips, so we have ways to get rid of Doorkeeper Thrall, so I'm not too concerned about just throwing out a blank Skyclave Apparition right now. Iron Shield Elf kind of stinks. Oops, all Halias. Oh, right. It doesn't even get the thing. Well, we have learned. Oof, this is a little rough for us now. We really want that seam rip. Ooh. Second one. I don't think we can win. I think we just trade here. Yeah, this Doorkeeper Thrall is destroying us. They can make their thing indestructible. They have 2 flyers, so this is 5 damage coming my way. Yeah, they just have the better beatdown plan this game. I think this might be the end of our run, chat. All right. Quantum Riddler doesn't draw us a card. Let me see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let me see here. Guess they're just hard casting it. It's a blocker against the Doorkeeper Thralls, but if they just have removal spell, we're just dead, right? Vanishing Verse, go for the throat, Bitter Triumph. I think we just die. Oh, I can't believe that misplay in game number 1, just letting them have 1 turn, murdered us. Murdered us good! Alright, I think our one hope is to trade our Halia. And then find a seam rip. Gets our Skyclave Apparition. So now we can't Skyclave the Iron Shield Elf, but we can block it if we find a seam rip. Drawing 2 is nice, but we have to block the Iron Shield Elf, so we can't keep the Doorkeeper Thrall off the battlefield. We don't have anything that really like cares about that anyway. They're just gonna chip in for 1 every turn. So we have 2 more turns to live, pending they don't find something else. Damn, they've just been like drawing lands too, so we've been given opportunities. Oof. Well, now we're really in trouble. We need like Seam Rip and Skyclave Apparition or something. Okay. Mana value 3 or greater. Yeah, this is just... It's a big nothing burger, unfortunately. So we're just dead. It's not power, it's mana value. So this is where the run ends, everybody. Unfortunate. But Momo was no good. Well, at least the way that we played it. Momo's still probably a pretty fine deck. It was very good against the Golgari pile. But at the end of the day, we had the Skyclave Apparition in our hand. Last game, we could have activated it to... we could have utilized it to get rid of their monument, and then we may have died to a Greasefang, but c'est la vie. We have Momo, Daydream, Skyclave Apparition. Let's try it. If we lose here, we'll be done for the day. All right, we're against red. So there's probably going to be things to Skyclave Apparition. Oh, well, now this is great. We're just going to play Halia. Cast our Mox Amber. Like, this just seems so good when it works. Then we go to our turn, end of our turn, we'll draw a card. Oh! Oh! This is against mono red. Our deck is saying sorry. Reckless Rage here kind of stinks. It's a really good card for them to have in that circumstance. That's a shock in the Hollow Fountain. Play Momo. Oh, they even missed their land drop. Unfortunate. Play Sage of the Skies. Copy Sage of the Skies. And then assuming they don't kill our Sage of the Skies, we attack. This is unfortunate for our opponent. Burst Lightning on Momo is a little annoying. So now we turned off our Mox Amber. So now we can't do Pixie, bounce Sage of the Skies, replay Sage of the Skies this turn. So now we're just going to Skyclave. Skyclave their only creature. And they concede. So we go on to game number 2. Awesome. We can beat the aggro deck. We actually don't even really have a lot of things to put in against the aggro deck. Like, we could put in Spell Pierces to deal with their interaction and removal. And maybe that's about it. Like, we put in our Spell Pierces. Our Zac Fair seems okay. Maybe our Giant Killer isn't great because they don't have a ton of really, really big things. So maybe we just take our Giant Killer out. And then, like, what else? Practice Offense seems like we can just kill them with it. Maybe it's, like, the worst, best card in our deck. Sage of the Skies, All-Star, Halia, All-Star. Shepherd finds all these things. Great. Quantum Riddler. I don't know how they beat that if we just warp it. Parting Gust, a warp card. Blink it. Parting Gust, a blink card. Daydream, a blink card. Let's just roll it like this and see what happens. Maybe I don't even need to sideboard in this matchup. But, I mean, it's Momo into prowess, right? And that's what Momo does in standard. This hand is not nearly as good as the last one, so I think we mulligan. We have Halias, but if we don't have a blink effect, we don't have something to capitalize on this Momo, it's probably going to die, so we will mulligan into a worse hand. So we'll just keep this, put back a Starfield Shepherd. With this hand, we can play Springleaf Drum, and then... Oh, they're the Leyline deck. That changes some things. So we'll play Springleaf Drum. If we don't draw a land, we can Momo and then tap Momo before they can interact with it. Starfield Shepherd for a land. That's fine. I don't care about that too much, I don't think.
So we play Momo. We tap Momo. We play our Starfield Shepherd. Find our planes. Sure. Play our planes. And we bounce our Starfield Shepherd. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Okay, so they kill our Pixie. That's a little annoying. We have another, though. Opponent takes one. They play their Swift Spear post Burst Lightning. They play second Burst Lightning. We take some damage. Now with our Momo gone, our Starfield Shepherd plays are not as great. So we're going to blink our Quantum Hurler instead. I just think we do that instead of doing the Starfield Shepherd. We have a 7 toughness thing then. I don't care if we miss out on drawing a card. We draw land too. We drew Halia. I will take one. So they have a Monstrous Rage or Ancestral Anger, something like that. It's pretty good. Do I just want to gain one? Let's just gain a life. Screaming Nemesis, pretty good. Interesting. Let's see. Is it just Warp Halia, Blink Halia? I think so. Did I have a 4/4 too? Opponent has one card left in hand. It's like a Monstrous Rage or something would kind of stink. But I think I just gained some life off of the Halia this turn. The other thing I do is attack and blink the Quantum Riddler. But I've already played that, so. I think I just pass. Fortunately, was one life short. But a monstrous rage or something here makes it 3 plus 2 is 6. So it doesn't actually kill Quantum Riddler, but then they'll deal damage to it, which like think I'm okay with. Yeah, they're just not attacking. So now I can Starfield Shepherd. Starfield Shepherd for 2. Find a land. Daydream Starfield Shepherd. Get Giant Slayer. Whatever his name is. Warp. Giant Killer. Were they going to kill it? Okay. So they kill it. That's the last card in hand, though. Let's tap it for white. So then we can just... Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that, right? Well, I can still find planes, but then I don't have Giant Killer. So I think that was a bit of a misplay. I think I just play Zach Fair at this point then. If I swing with both, doesn't really do anything for me, right? I think I just swing and then Daydream, draw 2 cards. That'll also gain me 2 life. 1 life technically, but then I put my opponent on a clock. That's fine. Draw 2. And then go to end step. Draw a card. I said draw a card. Now I have Spell Pierce for a spell. Ooh, Mox Amber pretty good too. Or I have Zach Fair to give my thing indestructible. Which is probably the play. Make an indestructible 6/8 Quantum Riddler. Huh? I don't know what my opponent is saying. Scorching Shot. It's the last card in hand, so I might as well just... Opponent is ranting about something about serve manipulation and hacking. All right, well, my opponent conceded after ranting about how Arena cheats him. But this is Magic the Gathering Online, so I'm not entirely sure. I just think he was a little mad that he matched into 2 Momo decks with his mono red deck. So we have a chance of going for 3-3. I think we just hang tight. We play for the 3-3. Alrighty. Final round. Let's go. Going against Poker's Wizard. Let's see how the Momo deck performs in the last round. Lost the die roll. Kind of forgot what we were doing. All right, we have double amber. These are those awkward hands we were talking about before. That's a snap mulligan. They chose to keep 7. Wow. Not much changed about this hand. I think we'll keep it. I was like, turn 2. Turn 1, we can play drum. Turn 2, we can Starfield Shepherd, grab a pixie, bounce it. So we'll keep this, and we'll put back the Mox Amber, and we'll just pretend it's standard. And we get Thoughtseize, so now we lose our Springleaf Drum, probably. Maybe we just lose the Shepherd. Probably lose the Shepherd. Wouldn't be surprised if they just hit Quantum Riddler, though. Okay, so we lose Quantum Riddler. Especially if they have a second discard effect. Like, forget about it. We're a little dunzo then. We will play our planes. I said play our planes. Springleaf Drum. And pass the turn. Might just be playing Golgari again. Could still be playing Orzhov. Looks like it's Golgari. Alright, so they get our Seam Rip. Which means we're still good to do our bounce shenanigans. Oh, well. We don't even really have to find Pixie now. What do I want? I mean, I'd probably still find Pixie, right? And just be able to do this twice, especially if we don't like draw a land or anything. This is like my favorite thing in the standard version. Oh, mono black. All right. Let's go. Let's do it again. We'll find... Could do Pixie and Momo. Let's just find Momo. Bounce this back to our hand. Play Momo. Say go-go. Because now we can just hardcast Starfield Shepherd. We could still warp it, get Giant Killer for a Shieldred or something like that. Yeah, with this in Grand, oof. Gifted Aetherborn, a little bit of a problem because it's going to erase our things very well. Our opponent saw our Hollowed Fountain, right? Let's just hardcast Shepherd. We'll find the Giant Killer off this one. So could we use Zach Fair? Technically, yes, but have our flying army try to race this gifted Aetherborn and then see what's up. All right, no land. It's pretty good for us. You could trade, but I don't think I want to. Like, we're technically... Ooh, Liliana. Good thing I did not trade. Let's see. What do I want to sacrifice? Probably just the Pixie. But if I draw a Daydream, it would pretty much pop off. Momo discounts a Riddler, but I could still hardcast Riddler by just tapping Pixie. I guess I'll just sack Momo. We have more Momos in the deck. Drawing a Daydream to bounce Pixie wouldn't be the worst. Hello, Liliana, my beloved. So they haven't found lands. Soulstone, not too shabby. Sorry, Terminus of Return. Ooh, universes beyond the wind paths within thingy. You don't have things left to do, opponent. But you have a stop on your second main phase, or at the end of your second main phase, so we will just chill. Is it like looking in the mirror? Nah, not quite. I was playing Golgari the last couple times I played Liliana in my deck. And then last week, or this week, I played Rakdos Sack, so I was playing Obnixilis instead of Liliana. In like a twist of fate where like Liliana would have potentially been better to force my control opponent to discard rather than just taking 4. I built the mono black version minus Soulstone because I didn't want to pay like 60 or whatever dollars for a Soulstone at the time. Okay, we can just cast Talia. So we'll go to combat. He attacks. This goes to Liliana. This goes to face. Can't do much about it. Combat damage happens. Cast the Halia. Just normal. Gain a life. We'll shock in. Just because now I have Giant Killer, so if they just play Shieldred, I can just kill it. Annex? Arch Enemy's Charm. Sure. He's getting exiled. Quill. Hard cast. We'll just get a Momo. I could get Zac Fair, but knowing that they have exile effects. Animate. We're racing. So I'll go up to 12. I have 9 on the battlefield. Second Mutavault. Ooh, Liliana again. So, get rid of the Momo again. Okay. Let's declare our attackers. You're going at Liliana, you're going at face, you're going at face. This is 2, 4, 6. They go up to 8. This is 8. They draw Shieldred. I want the Giant Killer. This is not lethal. Is there any way in the world this is lethal? No, but they can kill one of my things, which would make me not have lethal, but I'm fine. Yeah, we don't have a ton of like fodder to discard either, though. They know I have Giant Killer in my hand. Any sort of large creature here stinks for them, technically. This is Unholy Annex. That changes the math. Okay, so... pops down. Just gonna chop it. Okay. Play Halia. Cast Giant Killer. Combat. Declare attackers. I need to make sure I don't die, so I will keep back my Nurturing Pixie just in case. And then I have lethal anyway. Cool. Ta-da! Oh, left the game? Oh, okay, never mind. What do we want against them? Probably Spell Pierces. Don't think we care about Disdainful Stroke too much. Probably No More Lies. Skyclave Apparition seems pretty good. So another world where Seam Rip doesn't seem very good. Sure, it could get rid of Gifted Aetherborn. We're able to erase that. Kind of want Enduring Curiosity here. It might be a little bit grindy. If they have Unholy Annex, I need Pyrrhic Strikes though, so maybe I don't put that in. So like this is what I'm looking at, and this is mostly to deal with like Unholy Annex and Liliana and things. It can deal with Shieldred. These also work. Might just be a no practice offense angle, and I guess the Singleton Sage of this guys. I want the Giant Killer. Let's just try doing these. Like I kind of want this though. Is it better than any of my other? Is it better than just another Sage of the Skies? Maybe? Doesn't fly. I don't care about Avatar's Wrath. Is there anything like I'm very clearly missing that's good? Like non-creature spell, activated ability, triggered ability. So I could always just pay 3 to counter something. But then I should just be playing the No More Lies, I guess. This just... It doesn't have to... Well, it gets exiled by Archmage's Charm, right? Okay, so... You figured it out. Yeah, I wanted to play the lands, though, because I kept sacrificing my Momos, and I wanted to put damage on the board. Like, I could always just not attack with the Nurturing Pixie and have the mana to do things that way, but... this hand is not great. Doesn't do a lot till turn 3. It's also, like, not very Thoughtseize proof. So my play looks like turn 1, lose my Starfield Shepherd. Turn 2, Spell Pierce if they play a non-creature. And then hope I draw into something. I for sure have better 6s. I like the Spell Pierce, though. This is a bit better, so we'll keep this. We'll put back a Hallowed Fountain, say, cool. Is this the greatest thing in the world? No. We get Thoughtseize, we can lose our Momo. We don't have Drum, we don't have... Okay, so we lose our Starfield Shepherd. That's fine. They don't want us to get value. We had a ton of value out of it last game. So we will just... Momo pass. We could always draw into another creature, like a Quantum Riddler or something. And that'll be fine. I honestly think we should lose this matchup. They're just a pile of removal and stuff, right? And like eventually Unholy Annex kills us. End the hunt. That's an interesting thing to use to kill my Momo. But sure. We don't have a lot to follow up though, so. There's the Unholy Annex. Skyclave Apparition still hits it because it's only 3. Okay, well, we don't really have anything to do here now. All right, well, we've gotten interacted with to heck, so like I said, we're probably going to lose this one. Although they haven't drawn anything good yet. So all right, well, we're drawing lands. And we got in Fatal Push. So on the plus side, we can hardcast anything on our deck we draw next turn. If it's a castable creature. All right. They have the big boy. And we're going to cry now. All right. Starfield Shepherd. Let's shock. I could hard cast it, I could, let's see here, 2 mana to warp, get a pixie it back to my hand, or I could just daydream, blink it. Like, I think that's the thing, is just warp. Get our giant killer. Like, I can't giant killer and daydream the Starfield Shepherd, though, but I think it's fine. Opponent doesn't have a Mutavault yet, so... And I have the land to, like, start warping for value next turn. All right, they're going to get my Daydream. That's fine. Well, they had the second one. So now they have another demon token, which kind of stinks. Yeesh. We play this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get ourselves a Nurturing Pixie. Cast Giant Killer. And then next turn, bounce it with Pixie. So if they kill our Giant Killer, oh well. What you gonna do? Knowing that they have Liliana, so they can drain us for 4, so this is going to be 10. We go to 4. Knowing they have Liliana, I don't think I can block. Because that would get rid of my Giant Killer. Yeah, I could have warped, blinked, but then I don't have the mana to Giant Killer. Meat Hook Massacre X equals 2 is heinous. We are dead. Yike Arenos. We are super dead. Yeah. Okay, game 3. If I hold Giant Killer, then they swing at me for 6. And they're dealing 8 to me because of Unholy Annex. I don't know they have Unholy Annex number 2. And they have no Mutavault. So if I kill their demon token, they take 2 damage off of their Unholy Annex, and I don't take damage. And then I don't have to chump block. Because if I... don't play it out. Well, I don't want to... They're tapped out. I don't want to enable a Fatal Push or something like that. I guess technically they can't Fatal Push my Shepherd anyway. But let me think here. I need to... I think I just run it back like this. I just didn't draw the cards I needed to. I just drew a crap ton of land, so we'll just submit deck. I could have just held it in hand. Maybe they play a Liliana and I play it in response, and then I have to discard my other thing. But I played out the Giant Killer because if they Liliana Edict me and then activate Unholy Annex plus Demon, I'm just dead. Because they have 4 drain from 2 Unholy Annexes in that case. But I didn't know they had the other Unholy Annex, so if I just like wait, maybe. Might have been the right play. I just wanted to do it while they were tapped out. This is not great again. The Petrified Hamlet is okay here because it shuts off Mutavaults, shuts off Castle Lochthwain, but I don't have... Like, I have Springleaf Drum with Halia. I can play Springleaf Drum, Warp Halia, and then Sage of the Skies is 3 mana still, so I can't discount it anyway. I have the Pyrrhic Strike for the Unholy Annex, but I think I just have to mulligan this. We have Momo, we have Drum, we have Riddler. Oof, okay. We keep. All right, so our turn 1 is Momo, Mox Amber, Springleaf Drum. I'm probably going to get Thought Seized. I might lose my Quantum Riddler. Do I put back a land? That is very risky. if I put back the land and they have Fatal Push instead of Thoughtseize, I cannot do anything. So I have to put back a Quantum Riddler. We'll just shock. We will play Momo. Play Mox Amber. Play Springleaf Drum. Sego. We have played basically our entire hand. Perfect. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We can hard cast a Quantum Riddler on turn 2. And we are drawing 2 cards. Oh, geez, this is nice. Oh, and we draw the Petrified Hamlet. And we drew another Quantum Riddler. Mwah. Nice Gifted Aetherborn, bro. Petrified Hamlet. Mutavault. One, 2, 3. Oh, untap. Undo. Undo. 2, 3. Actually, undo everything. I want to play the Springleaf Drum first. We're going to do it again. Sick. Combat. That's nuts. Have fun. You've got it. You get one of my Starfield Shepherds. Okay, I think I warp. This is 8. Can I get... I don't think I can get max damage on that. I will then grab a Nurturing Pixie. Undo. We're going to tap this. Play our Nurturing Pixie. Pixie will bounce this. Boing. Are they going to kill the Momo? Because I was going to get a Zach Fair off of this next one. think we're doing okay without Grand right now. I can still play land. Just a casual 12. This is turn 4. Deck is kind of nuts. So now we have Zach Fair to protect whichever Quantum Riddler they try to kill. It's fine. Withering Curse, blow up the world. Meat Hook Massacre, X equals 2. Make this a 3/3. GG. Nice. All right. Momo wound up going 3-3. Deck wound up working out halfway decent. The games where it did its thing, it did its thing well. The games where it didn't, it really sucked. So I think at the end of the day, this is our Azorius Momo list that we played. And then the things that we were thinking of is adding Ang and adding Gran. I still think if we add Gran though, so like this is where we were kind of at. We added the Angs and we took the Sky Cleave apparitions out. I understand now that there's some spot for the Pyretic Strikes to be in the list, so I don't know if we wind up... Like, these cards here seemed okay. I think what I would do is maybe just make this the Pyretic Strike. I think No More Lies is, like, the weakest of those, and I was never bringing in my second Petrified Hamlet. Maybe I just didn't run into the matches where that's good. Maybe I'm sideboarding incorrectly. But I think having a second Hamlet in the sideboard, I could just make that a strike. So like if I really miss the Pyretic Strikes or Disenchant type effects, I can just turn these two here into those, right? Because this happened once. It happened on a Professor Delian Fell, which could have been a Spell Pierce, could have been a Disdainful Stroke. But I specifically was super behind that game and only had 2 mana and passed with 2 mana open, and they were on 4 mana already. Without a bad Removal Cub, right? So, like, it didn't really wind up mattering. It could have been any counter magic at that point. It was probably better off as a Spell Pierce. But then the Sacrifice is also something I could maybe think of like, having in that spot as well. Like, it just counters a non-creature spell, right? Downside is this can counter, like, a Sheoldred or something, and this cannot. So, have to see which one of those works out better. And then, like, Gran could work for the Sacrifice, right? You tap Gran, draw discard, use sacrifice Gran, and get something. So then you wind up countering a spell, looting, and you just tap Gran in the Springleaf Drum for that. If we did wind up cutting Gran, or cutting things for Gran, again, it's very difficult. The Zach Fair came up multiple times. Like, good night, Dane. Thank you, and thank you for watching. The Zach Fair came up multiple times. Yes, there's exile effects in the format. I don't think I want to cut the Zach Fair, though. So if I put Grans in, I'm maybe only putting 1 in. And that would maybe be like in the slot of a Nurturing Pixie. But Nurturing Pixie, again, is a card that I think is very, very solid. So finding holes for Gran in this list is a lot more difficult. I think the one thing I was very unimpressed with was Parting Gust. I think when it came to Parting Gust,
the amount of time, no, I don't use an list. The amount of times that my Parting Gust needed to be a removal spell or was just not good enough to blink with, I would almost rather these be Essence Fluxes in that case. But, and with the Aang in the main deck, maybe it's not as needed. But we'll have to see. I don't know if those are tweaks that would make the Pioneer version specifically. I think in the standard version, where you don't have access to Mox Amber, it's almost a no-brainer to run a couple copies of Grand, and then you run the practice offenses in that that case here. But what we wound up doing is we cut a practice offense, and we cut... did we cut the practice offense, and what else did we cut? This only has 59 cards. We cut the practice offense right now, so we could, in theory, fit a Grand in here, but Grand without practice offense, I don't think is good. So if we wanted to, like, run practice offenses as well, I think we might be, like, 2 Parting Gusts gone. We have 2 practice offenses, so, like, this and the one practice offense we took out. Those are practice offenses, and then, like, this is Grands. So you have like 2 Grands and 2 practice offenses. But we will have to see. If you are tuning in live, thank you for watching. This is going to be the end of the stream. And if you are watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, thank you so much for subscribing. Hopefully, you can just tap that subscribe button down below, and you will be able to be up to date on all sorts of content that I put out. So, in addition to that, if you are watching live or not, you can click down below in the description. There's a link to ManaTrader, so you can use my code if you want to have a rental service to rent decks like this Azorius Momo deck. You'll be able to rent it out just paying a monthly fee as opposed to buying all the cards individually. And if you use my referral code, I get a little bit of kickback from that. They give it to me in the form of tickets. I can then either utilize those tickets on my non-Daybreak account to enter competitive events, or I can kind of sell them back for a little bit of cash on the side. That would be greatly helpful if you can help support the channel that way if you plan on using a rental service anyway through ManaTraders. If you want to buy these cards in paper, please use the ManaPool link down below. If you click that link and buy cards using that link, I get some support from ManaPool for that. I think it's like 3% of your order or something like that, which is extremely helpful. I think altogether I've already gotten like 10 people that have utilized it. So thank you so much if you're utilizing that. You can also use the referral code when you sign up for an account, which is down below there as well. It's a big code that I can't change the actual code for. But if you use that when you sign up for an account or right before you check out in order to get extra mana, then when you spend $10 or more on an order, we both get 5,000 additional mana, which is $5 off. I utilize that to buy a bunch of the cards we were talking about for Modern just previously and Pioneer. So thank you so much. These cards to create content and actually help me play. So RCQs are directly sourced by you guys using that ManaPool referral link down below. So thank you so much for your support that way. Thank you to my members on my YouTube channel. You can click join below on the video here on YouTube, or go to my YouTube homepage, youtube.com/OptimusTomTV, to join and show your devotion that way. Get Discord access, help support the channel, early access to all sorts of things, and like things where I wrote about an Insidious Roots list that I didn't wind up playing because of the Pioneer Challenge today. So if you want content like that, you can become a member and to help show your devotion to the channel. Otherwise, like I said, tap that subscribe button down below on YouTube. Hit that follow button over there on Twitch. That way you'll stay up to date on all my latest Magic the Gathering deck techs, metagame analysis, and streams and gameplay just like this. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you in my next YouTube video, which will probably happen way before my next stream. Later, everybody.